What's up, credit repair business owners and just business owners in general? Using this example here from my credit repair business, but I'm going to post this for all business owners to review because a lot of you are struggling. I've got, you know, a lot of emails. Everyone is frustrated because they're like, they're in one of two situations. They're surviving with their business. These are people who are full time with their business. They're surviving. They're able to pay their bills, but they either know that they want more or that there is more, or they're just stuck where they're at. With those types of business owners, what I find is that they were more used to people referring them customers. And you're not going to build a huge company having referrals. I don't care what anyone tells you. Actually, having referrals in a way is like a handicap. It's like I don't want to say a welfare system because you are doing the work, but it's like welfare. You're always waiting for somebody to hand you something. And then when they hand it to you, they've they've taken the trust factor worries away. All you have to do is just finish the deal. When you're dealing with cold traffic, you have to actually get used to warming people up to your business, making a good introduction and a good pitch or sales process to get them to number one trust you, if they're talking to you on the phone or if they're looking at your website, to trust your company, and then to give you the opportunity to perform the service, or to give them the product. You know that I'm telling you the truth because many of you have the same type of business that either I'm in or other people in, and they're making a killing, and you cannot, quit your 9 to 5 if you can't quit your 9 to 5, or you can't hire employees so you can sit back like what I do and just come to work when I want to come to work. You cannot do that. But let me tell you, I was in that situation before too. You have to figure out a way to get to the masses and had the masses change their focus on you, even though you have the same product and service that other people have. This takes strategy. This takes know how. This takes um, ingenuity, for let's use that word. This takes some work, and I figured it out. And I'm not a one hit wonder. I have multiple businesses that I've used the same technique. It might be a variation, but each one of my businesses started from the ground floor, and I had to get trust in me first, or trust in the company first, and then people would buy the product or the service. And every one of my businesses, there are millions of other companies, or thousands, at least thousands, doing the same thing. So let's talk about it. I'm going to use the example of my credit repair company because this one here really fits what most of you are doing, because I don't think anyone that's listening to me has a retail store. If you do, the strategy would work, but there would just be a variation. And yes, I own a retail store. I don't work in the retail store, but I own a retail store that is very, very successful. So now, number one, to get away from the welfare system of referrals, because that also makes you less of a salesperson because you're not always practicing what you need to do to be able to sell. Now, I'm not talking about always selling on the phone. Some of you will never be able to sell on the phone, but I'm showing you how you can do the phone and how you can do it from your website. I'm going to walk you through the strategy. this works. I'm talking about if you're looking at where you don't have to go to work and you will be able to build your business to where you have full-time workers doing the work, and you walk in and you just manage your business, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to walk you through what I did for each of my businesses and how you can do it. Now, number one is you have to put together an advertisement that gets people to raise their hand. Think about all of the commercials that you see on TV. Look at all of the advertisements that you see on the internet. It could be banner ads, Facebook ads, news feed ads. All of them, from the ones that are good, because there's a whole bunch that are bad. They actually said that 95% of digital marketing that's out there today garners no results. No results. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't garner any results, is because people are trying to hook people too soon. With all of the different choices that are out there, do you think that you have the know-how to actually write an ad that'll get someone to buy right away? That takes a very special talent. And as a matter of fact, even the people that know how to do it say that there's so much prep that goes before that that people don't even have the money to even spend. Let me give you an example. McDonald's can say that they have a special on 2 cheeseburgers because you know everything about McDonald's. They're not having to explain, well, the hamburger is this and this is what we do with it and all of that anymore. They only have to do that when they introduce something new. But when they're just having a straight up sale, they don't have to educate the consumer on anything. They're just saying, hey, this is what we got. When you see a clothing store do that, when you see an online store do it that has a name, they don't have to do it. Now, you might be saying, well, Steve, I see people that are not really well known sites and they'll put a product on there. It's because that product has been introduced in the market, and now they know how to write advertisements to pull people over to them. And you will usually only see that with a product. You will not see that with a service. But it's still even hard with a product, because I've known affiliate marketers that have tried to introduce a product that everybody is out there buying, and it's like, I can't even make a sale. It's because they don't understand the process that they went through to get that whole thing even done. So number one, and I've tried what I call the fast food way of marketing. It's just not going to work. You have to do this, especially in today's world. You put together your advertisement, and your advertisement needs to get people focused on raise their hand that they are interested in what you had to offer. You want as many people as possible in that barrel to just raise their hand and jump in, even though they're tire kickers or whatever. Because I can tell you what to do with tire kickers. I make money on tire kickers that never buy my product or service, my big product or service. So there's money in tire kickers. Do you think that, let's take, for example, when you go to like State Fair? I went to the State Fair, and they had the mattress firm company was there, and they was like, hey, uh win this free thing, and they have everybody putting their names and phone numbers in there, and they're going to give that gift out later. Do you think that they care that you could just be putting your name in there just to win the prize? See, that's where you need to be with your advertising and your marketing. It's like, you don't care. You may not be serious about my product or service right now, but if I get your butt on my list, if I get you on my list, I'm going to monetize you. I'm going to monetize you. And that's the part that a lot of business owners are not understanding. That's why they struggle. But the thing is that you get stuff all the time. You get it in the mail, you get it in your email, you get a text to your phone. You get all of this stuff. And you might be saying, well, I'm doing that. If you're doing all of that stuff, then you're doing it in the wrong order. And there is a such thing as a recipe for success. I did when I started flipping over to more internet based type marketing. I had my recipe all over the place. It was like, I'm doing this, but it's not working. I'm doing that, but it's not working. I'm doing that, it's not working. I'm sending text out. I'm sending emails out. I'm running the ads. The puzzle was not put together the right way. So you could be doing all of the stuff, and I'm pretty sure you're listening to me and you're saying I've spent big time money on stuff. My spouse or partner thinks that I'm crazy. That I'm always investing in this and that for my business, but I'm just not getting anywhere. So the first thing is with the advertisement, you want to get people to raise their hands, as many people as possible. The next thing is you capture them. You capture that information, and then you're going to distribute it through your channels. Now, not to overwhelm you, because people will say, you do this, you do that, you do all of that stuff, and then most people end up doing nothing. Let me tell you what I do for my businesses. Number one is we collect after we do the ad, and then it takes some testing to get the ad right also. And before I move forward, let me just tell you a big mistake that I made, that I caught with my advertisements that I was running on TikTok, is my lead cost was up. And I was like, why is my lead cost up? It's like, man, it's just higher than it normally is. But I just kept it running because I know how to monetize my leads. I know that we're going to make sales from that. But what I did is I redid another ad because I wanted to make some more ads. And I had noticed that I had a video ad in there of me that that was the problem. It was not that the traffic had slowed down. It was not that the cost that went up. It was the video ad that I had in there was not really a good video ad. And so I put my other one in there and my lead cost almost cut in half from doing that. So I was like, always pay attention to your ads that are working and your ads that are not working. Okay, so we have our ad, we collect our leads. We collect that bucket of people who said, I'm interested, or I may be interested, or I want to take a look, whatever, for whatever their reason is. And we don't know where they're at on that scale of I'm really ready to do something, or I'm just tire kicking. That is not, you don't worry about that. If you made your ad for your product or service, you did not do no bait and switch type stuff, you are good. You are good. Just get that bucket full, because at some point, those people may end up becoming customers, or you can monetize them. And that's what I'm about to go through. So now we collect that bucket of leads, and we automatically push that bucket of leads to our sales page. This is one of the things that I see a lot of people not doing. A lot of people not doing this is that they don't let people have the opportunity to go ahead and just buy what they had to offer. When I started doing that, I had noticed that I started making money in my sleep. Like, I didn't have to get the leads to my sales reps. People were signing up on their own without talking to anybody for one of my services, for my credit repair company. And you might be saying, well, Steve, how the hell are you able to do that? The way that you're able to do that is you put together a sales page with it, but it's just worded different from what you would have said on the phone to them. If you believe that your sales pitch on the phone, people always say, if I get them on the phone, I'm going to sell them. If they got the money, I'm going to sell them. Well, why don't you have that same scripting, but just made for a sales page on your website? If you're so good at doing that, why not let the automation do some of that work for you? When I did that, number one, it made sales when I was sleeping. And then that made where the leads were monetized. What if you can't get in touch with the person? What if they're ready to buy right now? So you're taking care of that part. The next thing that we would do is we would call all of our leads next morning. And I made my sales team call them multiple times to get the people on the phone. And we had a script prepared for if they answered the phone upset because you kept dialing their number, we had the opening script for that. And that's why that all leads back to your ad. If you have an ad for the specific service that you're offering, they asked you to contact them by opting in. You sent them to the sales page. They learned about you. They learned about you even though they didn't know nothing about you. So that goes back into how can you make a cold uh, person, cold lead, become a warm lead. They know about you. Your sales page takes the place of that individual that was handing you customers. Your sales page can become your referral page in a way because they will know this is what this company can do. This is why this company is different. This company is answering the questions that I have about that service, and I will sign up, or I may not do nothing. And then when you call them, first thing that you can say is, did you get a chance to visit our website to see what we had to offer? It was crazy when, and none of my sales staff is here right now, but this was one of the things that I chuckle about with my sales staff. It's like they don't even know. They don't even know. When, when I generate leads, I send them to my sales page. And yes, the majority of people do not sign up. And then when my sales team calls them back, a lot of the people say, I would just like to sign up right now. And they're like, well, I didn't even get to go through the sales pitch. Oh, I saw what you had to offer. And they're just like, just close up the deal. In essence, it's just like that referral. You just don't mess up the deal and you got them. And that's what we started having. That's what I have with all of my businesses that deal with phone type sales. And even for my retail store, the same strategy, just a different variation. It works even for that. And that store has major competition online with Amazon and all of that. And we still get people to pay us more for the same thing that they could get online or go to Amazon to get. But there's a strategy behind that also. But now, so let's move forward. So we call them up. You're still prepared to go through your script. You're either yourself or your salespeople have to go through that script the right way, but they have to listen to see where that individual could be at, because that individual could be at like, hey, I saw what you had, I like it, sign me up, and you just skip right down to the sign up process. Now, but that's still not going to be the majority of the people. And this is where everything changed for me with my credit repair online business. Because we were making some sales, we were making some upfront sales, we were making some phone sales. But let me tell you, when I put this piece of the puzzle in place, when I put this piece of the puzzle in place, I learned something. Something happened 7 days later. You might have, if you've been watching my videos, I've shared this story. 7 days later, what I did is I put a short email sequence in place. And now I've seen people do these for people before, but they were not really done for what the person's industry was. Like if you get someone to do this for you, they got to know your industry. And you might be saying, well, Steve, what about all of you only have uh, four different companies, or actually five companies. You don't even know them all. I'm in a different business other than the ones that you're in. Well, remember, my advertising magazine, I've dealt with actually since 1990 over 7,000 different businesses. I've done for hospitals, insurance, medical professionals, personal home care, doctors, lawyers. food restaurants, uh, credit repair companies I've helped, uh, appliance stores, towing, junk car buyers, hair shops. What are some of the other ones? What are some of the home improvement, window, janitors? Well, not janitors because they own their own business. Office cleaning businesses, uh, landlords. If you go to my website, bluebookmke.com, and you can click on, I think I have a portfolio. You can see all the different companies, cell phone stores. I just cut a huge deal for over 50K last month with a cell phone company. So, but when I put this in place, and at that time I had only put together, I think it was 4 emails at that time, 4 emails, and I spaced them out 3 days apart. So I said, when they sign up to be a lead, this email automatically goes out. And really, that email was just like, hey, this is what makes us different. And it sent them to the sales page, to that same sales page that you're seeing right here. So that was number one. Number two, I just said, hey, uh, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it was, but I just sent them another email about a specific uh, issue. And then I said, if you want to get help, go to that, click right here. And it went right back to the sales page. And then I did that for email number 3, and I did it for email number 4. And then something else that I did is I did a daily email blast, which was something that I had to get over my own. It was like I had to get over my own personal feelings about sending my list an email every day. I had to get over it. And what I had noticed by day number 7 is that people were either emailing, contact me, I want to sign up. Contact me, I want to talk about this. But also, people were signing up on their own. So people that had become leads 7 days before had started signing up on their own. So from the batch of people, that pool of people from 7 days ago, some of them had started signing up. And what came to my mind when that happened, I'm gonna take a quick drink here. What came to my mind when that happened was, you know, people, and the reason why it came to my mind is because the people were thinking that I was actually sitting at my computer and sending them a personal email. Because they would say stuff like, "Thank you, Steve, for following up. I was busy, back. I didn't have the money," or they would say just different things. Please contact me. I saw it, and I was like, these leads, the people who opted in, I've kind of moved up in a step from just being the one that was trying to get them to sign up for a service. They believe in what I'm trying to sell them. They believe it. They believe me, so they believe the service. So how did that happen? It translated from some me contacting them over that period of time and constantly contact them. It would be like if a person knocked on your door that wanted to sell your product, and they knocked on your door, and we'll widen it, because if you do it physically, you cannot do it every day or every 3 days like I'm doing it here. But I can tell you that week with my advertising magazine, we contacted people every week, business owners every week. Would you like to place? First, we did our pitch. Once they knew about our magazine, then we would just constantly want to be there just in case they were ready to do an ad. And people from the calls, from the follow up, people say, "Yeah, go ahead and stop by. I want to place an ad this week." You'll be surprised how that works. But it would back to my example of a physical person. knocking on your door and they did have something that you were interested in, but you're just not interested in it now. And maybe you're never going to be interested in it. Um, a good example is a lawn service. Like there was a time where me and my wife used to cut our grass. My wife she's like, I don't want no one cutting our grass because I want it done this way. And we were like, oh, I'm gonna be cutting grass the rest of my life. Well, services kept coming around, and eventually we ended up working with a service, and my wife told them specifically how the grass had to be cut. It had to be different directions, lines, this and that. You cannot do a riding mower on our lawn. You had to do it with a push. That was her rule. And if you couldn't do it, you're not gonna get the contract. But I haven't cut grass in probably 5, 6 years. It's been a long time. Um, but imagine a person knocking on your door and then coming back the next month, knocking on your door, come back next month, and they're pleasant, they're professional. The service is something that's needed, but just you, for whatever reason, are not interested in taking, taking up on that offer. Now let's flip that over to the internet. The way the internet allows you to do that with any business, even a service business that you would go door to door trying to sell people, it gives you the opportunity to say, hey, let's just use the lawn service as an example. Uh, and I've actually written out a follow-up strategy for a lawn service company. So so it would be like this. Uh, you advertise, you generate the leads, and then you just show examples with the email follow-up and maybe a moderate phone follow-up process and maybe even a text follow-up process if you are into doing that. But definitely an email follow-up, and you can just show, hey, this is what we did for lawns in your area. Hey, are you close to this address in your neighborhood? This is one that we take care of. And we come by on Wednesdays. That's when they could do mine, and we can put you on the schedule also. And one of the added benefits or the benefits that I didn't even expect with doing the email is, well, number one, people started buying. Number two, people thought of me as an authority because I was just contacting them, and it wasn't even really like with serious. When I found out how people were reacting, I started making emails. Now I got over 70 emails that are spaced 3 days apart for anyone that comes into my my uh, my funnel, and I send that daily email. I've done that for the last 10 years every day. But the other thing was that it fed the uh, the other added benefit is that you never know where the person is on that heated up level. Are they way up here? Hey, I got to do something, or are they down here, or in the middle? Because really, you don't sell people. People sell themselves. People sell themselves because they're so tired of experiencing what they're going through. Now, yeah, you could talk some people into stuff, but I don't like talking people into stuff. I like people just coming to me and saying, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's just do what you've been sending me over and over saying you can do." So you start to get people that one day they wake up and they're like, I want to do something about this. And they're going to go to the person that they saw all the time. And if they didn't see you all the time, they're going to go to someone else. And that's what makes a business owner who does not have something like this in place, who gets lucky and makes a sale. This is how people in business are surviving. It's because from the work that everybody else is doing, all of the business owners that are just spending their money, throwing their money out there, doing ads, not collecting leads, not doing any type of follow up, they get lucky and maybe get a person that saw an ad from another place, but they couldn't remember it, and then they go into that place. That's that's really how it works, man. I hope some of my I hope people don't take that the wrong way, but I've seen it. That's exactly how businesses survive right now. The ones that are very successful are the ones who put things like this in place. Not to say that every business has to do it, but what I find is that businesses that don't have a system in place, the business owner ends up just tearing themselves up. You got to have some type of marketing strategy in place. All right, I'm gonna post this video. I have some openings coming up for the month of December. Gonna be taking a couple of weeks off here in November, and we're gonna be moving to our new location. But I'm gonna be taking a couple of weeks off, just taking some time. I like to do that during the holidays because what I really do is I put together my thinking. I put together my strategy for which will be 2022, which is how I'm going to really like push the company. I evaluate what I did over 2021, and I'm like, did I move in a deliberate pattern, or was I kind of in a fearful pattern? I can already tell you for 2021, it was a very deliberate, non-fearful uh, pattern. And I know that from the results of sales. I know that from all the different things that came about. I know that from employees, hiring more staff. I just know that, and that each one of my businesses is way bigger than what they were starting in 2021. Way bigger. Each one of them is way bigger. So we're going to even turn it up for 2022. If you need any of the products or services, the links are below. Consulting, if you just need someone to just take a look at what you're doing and kind of coach you on your next moves. If you need a team to just put things into place so you can just start your advertisements and let things work from there, just contact me because I'm really good at this, and this. I'm very confident that I can get your business moving in the right direction. Now, don't contact me if you're trying to get this overnight success. Don't contact me if you don't have the temperament to work at it. It's going to be like you're losing weight. You're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to get used to uh, not eating it the same way that you were eating, so to speak. You're gonna have to run your business in a way that you might not be used to. It's gonna be some pain, it's gonna be some friction, but you're gonna have to release that if you want to work with me. If not, you can go work with anybody that you choose, but I'm gonna get you to where you want to be, at least to where I'm at, and then you can take it up a notch and put your own recipe together to maximize what you've learned from me and what you've seen from other people. All right, this is Stephen A. Williams. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.